Hey guys, Mike here, and I've been playing a ton of Crash Bandicoot 4 and really enjoying it. I've talked about it a little bit, and what I've been doing for fun is just trying to get through these levels like as quickly as possible without dying. There's a time trial mode in the game, but I've just pretty much been trying to do for fun, like without having to worry about the boxes because I've gotten all the gems on most of the levels now. And I just thought it would be fun to go through some of these levels towards the start and see how my skills in the game have developed, because when I first started playing this game, I died. This is the first level of the game, and I probably died, I reckon 50 times the first time I played. Now I can pretty confidently blitz through it. There is a mechanic you unlock after you beat the game, which is the triple spin, which you've probably seen me doing, which is basically where if you tap the spin button rhythmically, you will spin a little bit faster each time and gain momentum. And it makes it really easy to just blitz through these levels, because as you're spinning, and you're constantly moving faster and faster and constantly spinning, as you can see, pretty much every time you hit an enemy, they don't pose any threat at all because you're constantly spinning. So you pretty much don't need to worry about any of the enemies. All you really have to worry about is the platforming and the jumps, and timing all your jumps and avoiding any potential hazards. That's pretty much the only thing you have to worry about, because it's pretty cruisy to just triple spin through these whole levels and not really worry about much else. So obviously this is the first level in the game, so it is pretty easy to do this one. But again, a lot of people have been talking about how hard this game is. And of course it's a lot harder if you're going for the 100% runs, but I just thought it would be super fun to try and smash through some of these levels and just try and do them as fast as possible without dying. So here we go. I got to the top of that, and that is essentially the first level of Crash Bandicoot 4 without dying in probably like a minute. I reckon maybe a minute and a half there it took. As you can see, I've got all the gems. Let's do another one. Let's go on to level 2 of the game now and see how we fare there. I want to try and do the same thing for that too. All right, so this is level 2 of the game. I'm going to try and speed through this. Again, same strategy, just use the triple spin. None of the enemies and none of the enemies should pose any threat, and then you're just watching out for a bunch of these hazards. Pretty cruisy, a little bit harder than the first level, but these first couple of levels are really just trying to introduce you to the core mechanics of the game, which is just like jumping, spinning, platforming, and etc. Pretty easy. None of this is going to be too much of an issue. And it's amazing how, yeah, like, again, first time I played this level, died heaps of times. Now I can pretty easily just charge through it with this triple spin. So definitely try going back to it. Again, it gets a bit hard here to speed through it because of these phase shifts that you don't have any control over. But you can do it pretty easily. And as you play this game and start learning more about how the controls sort of work, again, this is kind of hard, you start to try and take advantage of the game's physics. All right, we now come to these front-facing sections, which kind of can be hard because it's difficult to perceive a lot of these hazards, but I don't know, it's pretty easy. You just keep on moving forward, I think, and jumping when you need to jump. And a lot of this game just ends up being you trying to push the limits of the physics of the game. There's a lot of inbuilt physics exploits you can do that are like intentionally there. If you jump out of a long slide, you jump a lot further than if you just jump normally. And if you double jump out of a long slide, again, if you double jump out of a crouch, sorry, you jump way higher as well. So those are the things to keep in mind if some of the jumps seem really hard and difficult to do. It's pretty easy to just do them by using some of those exploits. All right, that's level 2. Again, pretty easy. I'll do one more level now, and I'll see if I can do it without dying. But having a lot of fun doing this. This game's really hard, but it's a ton of fun. All right, this is level 3 of the game, and we now enter this desert, sandy kind of world. This is where we're also introduced to the manual changing of phases, which is pretty easy to do. It's all just timing really and changing. It's all very visual. It's really easy. Again, you can just charge through these. It does get a bit harder on this level because there's a few more really quick, unexpected hazards like these sharks. But again, just waiting and letting the time come for you to make the jump is pretty cruisy. This level is certainly where things start getting actually really hard. I reckon I died on this level hundreds of times before I beat it, but now I'm pretty confident I can beat it without dying. A lot of railway sections in this, and the rail sections in this game are actually pretty easy. The trick to it is that this fruit actually just guides you on where you need to go pretty much 99% of the time. So if you just follow the fruit and do what the fruit is doing, you should always be fine. That's the trick to it. They try to get you sometimes by having like deceptive boxes where you have to do really quick moves, and those are really the hard parts. But generally, if you just follow the fruit, you'll be fine. There's a secret box up there, but I'm not really going for all the boxes, so I'm just kind of cruise through it. Here is the second rail section. Again, that's a sneaky box there where you want to drop under. Then there's these left to right sections, but again, they're pretty easy. Just jumping from left to right, ducking down here, jumping back up, moving to the right. And like, again, pretty fun, pretty cruisy. The game's really fun. And if you practice a fair bit and again, familiarize yourself with how it works, it's actually really easy to just have a fun time not dying. Once you get to these bonus rooms, you know you're about 2/3 of the way through the level. So you can sort of breathe a sigh of relief that you're nearly done. This bit's pretty hard. I got hit by the shark just then, but I had a mask, which is lucky. So just charging on through a few more little phase shifty sections here. Again, avoiding the sharks and trying to just perceive the hazards in front of you and see what's coming up and planning for those hazards. That's what this game's sort of all about. So just making your way here, double jump, and whoops, I accidentally body slammed there when I wasn't supposed to. So let's quickly just get back up here. All right, and that's pretty much the end of the level. Pretty cruisy. That's 3 levels of Crash 4 without dying. Having a lot of fun doing this. We'll probably do another because I'm enjoying it so much. As you can see, I've got all the gems there. Had a really fun time. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. And yeah, that's pretty much it. See you later. Thanks for watching.
But I went to run my hand through your hair and I noticed you were attached to string.